Welcome back to our big dollhouse. Check the link down below if you haven't already watched the big long video of the entire house. Today we have a special treat that I've been looking so forward to, as have a couple other people. One I know for sure is Jazzy Mom 1, is the RV. Woo! Finally! I'm just gonna do a kind of show through, let you see it, and then I'll try and get into as much as I can. I want to do a shout out to the first on the last video. I'm going to do two because I think one was before the other, but the way my computer showed, I seen one before the other, but then after about an hour it showed the minutes and it showed that somebody else was first before the other first. So the first shout outs are Blaze Sparks and Madeline Getty. Miss Blaze Sparks. Okay, so here we go. I'll do the outside. Now remember, this one's going to be super, don't mind if I'm bouncing because I have to move around, and I am going to try my best to show everything I can inside, and that might be, with such tight quarters, pretty darn bumpy. I will definitely do my best. This piece was super special to me. When I was younger, my mom did the best she can, but we did not have a lot of money. And when holidays came around, sometimes clothes that were very much needed and underpants was the only thing I would get. Dolls were the last thing I was to get. I think at any given time, I maybe had 2 dolls. And I seen this RV at a friend's house. It's not that I was jealous, but oh, I just desired one so bad. And that stayed in my mind. And now, as a 40-year-old woman, 2 years ago, I think it was two birthdays ago, found this on eBay. And I was going to do it up. Then my shoulder got hurt and I couldn't work on it because I couldn't hold it. And it got set aside. And then finally I got to do it. So that's my motto, and dreams can come true. I never stopped loving this camper. It holds dear memories that, although I really stunk not to have it then, I did get it later. And look at how much I cherish it. And it's kind of nice to be older and have a little bit of money to fix it up. So this is going to be our Monster High exchange area. We've got Marisol and Luna. No, not Luna. Oh, Lorna over there waiting, where our pad is going to go there, waiting for its spot. Park the cars around it. And that's where they are going to be. It wasn't meant to be Monster High exchange when I got it. I was just going to do it. Even if I did it for Barbie, I was just redoing this piece because it's fabulous. So here's those dolls. That was the little table that came with it. If you notice, the drinks aren't waxed, and I was a little yucky with my glue gun. The wax will not hold those onto the fabric, so I have to come up with a plan B. But you can see that table. I spared no expense with this one. I must admit that. When I did the Dollhouse, I tried in every way to save money, weight. This one, I bought everything in terms of fabric, trim, the miniatures. There was nothing held back for this one. This got the best of everything, and I am very proud of it and glad I did that, since I waited most of my life to do it. These are the original chairs, if you recognize those. Primed with that bullseye primer and then just spray painted with silver. The floor, I painted the whole thing with black plastic spray paint. I didn't prime this. This plastic was really strange. But for whatever reason, I guess I was just trying to save a step so it wouldn't be so thick once you do primer and more spray paint. And I knew I wanted the black metallic. I just hit it with spray paint for plastic black, whatever quality they had. And then I used an oil spray paint metallic on top once that was drying. So here, I just primed that by hand and brush. Then painted the yellow one. I will say I chinsed out and did not use a good paint. That took me like 6 coats to cover that. It was a pain in the butt. I just got a little brush or marker, I'm not sure, to put the little nail holes on there to make that extra special. I like how the wood grain kind of comes through on that. And you can even see some of the black still comes through. Gorgeous touch. We use that on top or on the front like a deck. We'll start off. Let's see, where should we start? This one's fun. I guess talk about the outside for a minute. I already explained how I painted it. The glue on this was really, really weird. It was like paper adhesion more than a sticker. I had no intentions on saving them. But some of mine were so old and dry, they were falling off. So what I could save and scavenge, I took them, and like I only had one of these, I took it off and I scanned it onto regular print paper as size as is, and then I cut it out myself and made new ones. And I think I only had one of those, and I was able to reuse those here and then modify them in the back. Otherwise I probably would have just used puffy paint in that. That was a nice deal. I did that with quite a few things. You could see I did the grill a little bit different gray, a dark gray, metallic gray, and then I did this with a silver, the fender. Talking about those stickers, I used this adhesive remover, which you can say did not work very well because I didn't use much. What came best on this was the scraper on here. The tool was most useful, but I was not trying. Otherwise I used Goo Gone. This is my second bottle. I use this for a lot of stuff in the house, so that's no bearing. That stuff's pretty good. Windex as well. I put Windex on it, and quite honestly what I did the most was I just filled up the tub and soaked it, and it was like a 3-day process of flipping it, scratching it, just meticulous elbow grease to get all the stickers off. There are some areas, if I see them, where you can see my scratching because I wasn't so perfect about it, and I'm okay with that. It really takes looking at it to find that, and I am very happy with the results. My wheels were in pretty good condition. Again, this piece here was the original. I was able to save one as it came off the sticker dry. Scanned it, printed it on picture paper, and just meticulously cut it out. Put some little puffy paint to make those stand out, and then nail polish on it to seal it. I did the white walls, same process. A little bit of primer, a little bit of white paint, nail polish to make it shiny and protect it. The wheel well just has some silver paint. I just wanted a little difference there. And let's see, I guess I'll keep going this way since I'm in this position. You can kind of get a decent look in the kitchen there. The door was in good working order. Or no, it was not. I had to buy a second set of just stuff to gain the door. The door was broken. It just has some small hand details. This one I did spray paint with primer and then used the satin spray on it. Very important with this or any project when you're spray painting. I would always start spray painting upside down. Leave the part that is going to show the most last. So whatever it may be laying on, if there's any sticky or pull, it'll not be on what's showing. So this door took a couple days to go and get it right. I didn't want any mistakes on this whatsoever. That color purple is beautiful. I believe we used some of that in Spectre's room. Same thing with the wheels. Same idea. I explained earlier. Oh, and I got a gem there for the wheel cover. I did have the GMC things, but I like the gem better. This stuff was some beautiful trim I couldn't resist. I kind of regret that now because you can't really see in it. It's there now unless I cut it right there on the line, but that really took away from getting into it. Get over here. You hear my little footsteps? Told Gracie she didn't have to do this one with me because this is my baby. Here's the back. I think when I got the second set of leftovers from somebody, I got the door with that. I got this with it. Bathroom door. Oh, and the table. The table was missing. And one other piece. You know, I use the extra bunks in the garage for the boys' beds. Here's that same trim. Again, that takes away from it. I do regret that. As much as it looks pretty, it kind of gets in the way. You can't see everything. Okay. Now these lights, well, I guess I had one of those that I saved and not these. I couldn't get any one of those. So if you look closely, that is just a few layers of puffy paint. And I had to tilt the whole thing on its nose and keep it straight up until it dried. I think I did at least 2 coats. And then I did a few coats of nail polish. So if you see, that really gave it a very realistic look. And they're both like that. That was from eBay. That's just waxed on. I will show you some stuff. I started this before I knew about wax, so some of it was glued in, and that has been got to be fixed. Hand painted that. That was just for fun, in honor of where I live. And I used to love that old license plate. I love this. I found a picture of that on eBay and just silhouette cut it out real carefully. I'm not spoiled, just blessed. How perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That has puffy paint. I think I put puffy paint on the letters, so in person it actually looks, I can't show it. Yeah, well, there you go. You see it looks a little raised and shiny. I just used the clear, no, it wasn't puffy paint. It was a shellac, a sealer in a tube. Maybe I can find a picture of that later. Every detail right down to the little puffy paint. That would be the nail hole or the screw hole to hold that cover on, license plate cover. I love that, and as you can see, that's what made my special touches. All of these, after having the oil paint, of course latex craft paint wasn't going to work, so all of these were hand brush primed and then trimmed out. And as I had to flip it sometimes, I got a boo-boo here. Oops. That's okay. And here, wheels are the same. I can show you here what happens to, this was glue gunned, and as you can see, this is what happens after a while. Oops. See, it's kind of messy, and I think I tried to fix it with wax. It's a varnish thing. It just dries out and will eventually slide off. So I have some repair work to do, but I didn't want to make you wait for this. The best details I picked out. So as you can see, these came in some lots. Little napkins, those are Barbie things. Napkins and cotton balls, I love those. I didn't want those lost in the dollhouse. They all went in here. Here's some more. No, I don't see that. I can slightly see the scratching, but I don't think it shows up on the camera. So that's okay. Could do that. Little gas tank. There's trim here, and that's kind of holding the couch in, as well as hiding those nibs, if you're familiar with this unit, which is, by the way, a 1975 or 76 Star Traveler Barbie. If you're familiar with them, they had little nibs on the inside here, and I hid them all and then did that to just make it come in. There is that wheel. Now, I'm sorry if I'm going slow. I know some people really want to see this, and I'm excited, so I'm trying to show every single thing I can. I forget what was here on the thing. No, there wasn't anything there. Alex drilled me a hole perfectly. This came off of Monster High. Was it the bathtub? Dracula's bathtub? But that made a good heart ornament. These were, again, primed with the Bullseye 123 with a brush, and then meticulously put in the same thing I used for Abby's room, puffy paint, with it on its butt, straight up, till it dried and sunk in nice. It's like a sparkly iridescent puffy paint with also about 2 or 3 coats of nail polish. That made it look very realistic. The sticker. Okay, where to start? So I can tear into some of this. I did have to dust it up. The dashboard. Well, first we'll show you, we'll get some of these out of here. We just have random girls in here. Here's the dashboard. Now that was the original piece. Again, I was able to scan it, but I took that, what's it called? I have to put a picture. It's like a sticky sealant varnish puffy paint all in one. It makes thing. I'll get a picture of it. I have it downstairs. So I was able to give that some life. I used puffy paint to frame around them, the dashboard controls, and then put the puffy paint for some height. It's outlined all in silver. Of course, made that steering wheel look really good. A brad from scrapbooking for that compass, some things. One of those books, I actually made this one, a map book, passports. Got all little things between for them, not for them. Small size as travel size. Well, you can see I missed in there on the dusting. Just using those shelves to my advantage for putting things in. The speakers I added in different colors. This piece is pretty cool. Well, let me pull out one of these chairs. I don't know how to get in there. Those come out nice and easy. Just spray painted those black. Was able to, from the, I don't know how to explain that. you know, start here, flip it in, glue gun it, and then put the trim around it, so it made that, instead of being hollow looking, made it fuller. I love that detail. There's enough room, and I think I put a little padding in there so it brushes into those spots and it's okay. There were screws and things here and there. I used those curtains. Now this would have been all glue gunned in. These were little trinket things I think I found on sale actually. Just hung those off the bolts. There's the bolts that hold that on, and that covered it, so I made those like lights. Those were just notions. Got the TV, which was one of my only direct order from China things, that I got the wardrobe thing and that, put it on, put the screen on with a movie I love, Avatar. Biggest mistake, it's upside down. Luckily, you can't really notice. Alex was like, change it. I said, I can't. That thing was so hard to get on. Between wax and everything under there and hiding my wax with puffy balls, there was no way I was going to pull that off. So that, unfortunately, mistake has to stay. Get this other chair off. Get Abby out of here. Homick, she works good in here. I actually seen another RV done by somebody else. If you Google it, it's in gold and silver, and the girl did an awesome job, and I got this idea from her, whoever she was. She had built the little dashboard there, center console. I think they made theirs. I ended up using what I had handy to put in one of the music rooms. It's a karaoke machine from, I think, Hannah, Montana, but I'm not sure, Victorious. That is the karaoke machine. Just spray paint, primed it, sprayed it, and dutied it up whatever way I could to make it look like a center console. This piece was a tray from swimming thing. It had something on the side that hooked onto a raft, and I cut that off with a utility knife, glued that onto that, and made that the top of the shelf, which has the little cup holders and whatever extra thing. That really added to it. Carpeting on the bottom, and we've seen that in some of the other rooms, the leftovers. Nice fuzzy. I don't exactly remember how I did this, besides I used some spray adhesive. It was not easy, and some glue gun, and you can tell it's, if I pull on it, it will come up, so I have to be careful. This is really not for kid play at all. Gracie has huge rules on not messing with this unit. Okay, get Twirl out of my way. Then we have over here the oven set, kitchen set, as was. They were easy to come off on these nibs that everything was attached on here. I forget where the other one was. I think it's hidden. Got it hidden in there. That's hidden with a gem. This was just taken off, primed with that bullseye primer, and then hand painted meticulously each piece. That primer, this plastic doesn't love it. It's the only time I've seen that happen. But since there's no kids playing with it, it's okay. The sticker on the oven was the same thing. I got lucky, was able to scan that from the original piece, reprint it, and do all that. I could not save the burners, so I did the best I can with circles and puffy paint. Not too bad, not the greatest out of all the things I do in puffy paint. This has been my biggest disappointment. But, oops, see? That one is glue gun, not wax. So I have work to come back and do. Definitely a difference in how that attaches, now I know. Got some pre-bought ruffling for all their windows. These were easy dance materials that didn't fray at all. Took advantage of that. Notions, which we've seen leftovers of that. There's extinguisher. These were little tiles for scrapbooking that I put together. Put those on one by one, and I did do that with glue gun. Got their shooting gun for their traveling. Oh, it's really cute in there. My license plate. Oh, right here. I have to wait. Oh, Wendy. Decoration. Over here. Nice little space. In that one I told you about, the other lady did it. She took the sink apart and put the sink in here and used that space for that. I wanted to do clothes hanger. Couldn't figure out nothing. Found this locker. It's Victorious, I think. And it opens and it slides in and fits in there perfect. Got nothing really to put in it, but it looks good. The only thing I did was paint a couple little silver details and put some stuff to make it stay in, but that thing fit in there perfectly. No problem. I use those notions for lights. Kind of wish I would have done those in yellow. The beds are as they were. I just painted them. Some of these, the nibs that are up there, they attach here, so I've used all these little pillows to hide those. Decorations on the wall. Inside, hand painted with a brush on my lap. And I unfortunately didn't take my own advice, used cheap craft paint. And even after 4 coats, you can see that that black still shows through. I didn't mind it, but at least with this it makes it look old. But I'm really making an excuse when I should have bought better paint for the inside of this after all this work. Let me get Cleo out of the way. Utilized the shelves. Now here's where it's going to get hard. The shelves back here, just put little things on, more little notions, more little speakers. The beds are just spray painted with the black. I put a dot of purple on it. That same beautiful trim around the edge. Took some pieces. A lot of these things are waxed in now or getting there. So when I do move it, nothing falls. Let's see over here, just a chain with a bow made for a little clothes hanger, as you would have in an RV. And this worked just fine. Let me stick my hand in there. That works nice. Primed, spray paint, and then hand painted these. That's the original that I was able to scan and reuse with a little extra puffy paint on it in addition. There's some thickness to that. And you can see that my glue gun shows, and I don't like that. It's nice to have that saved. This was done with black and purple craft paint after priming, and then I put nail polish on it. Same style. Pictures. You said, Jazzy Mom, I know you want. This one was just patient painting. And I will add more pieces in there as I find them. This is one's a work in progress. As I said, did the extras for the extra things for this. A little computer there, toothpaste. That's that. In the corner here, maybe you can see, I guess not, but you can see where it moved some because of opening, and I don't open them, that the primer started to crack in those areas. So I just leave that alone. We've got the Monster Exchange luggage down there. Getting into the bathroom. Squishy, squishy. It's going to be hard to do. I was going to get the door, and then seeing, you know what, they break off so much, I'm just not going to do it. Why should I? I can't enjoy it, and I can't have the locker. It just seemed not worth it, and it breaks so darn easy. It had the doors like these, if not worse, with a little peg. So once that little peg falls off, your piece is ruined. All over there, I'll show you that door. That is a bead with a little glue gun inside it for a door. Oh, I can see my little, there we go, memento. This faucet head thing is actually from that shower up there. Little thing. I don't recommend it though. It was some weird plastic that did not like the primer at all. If that were actually played with by a kid, it would probably crackle off. But I love the look. It's this one's gonna be tight. Sorry. So without the door, I put a popsicle stick here. Here is the view from this side. There's the popsicle stick with a bead of puffy paint done meticulously to make it look like a rod. That gave me, I was able to attach it here and attach it here, and then also use this as support in there. I brought the trim around to give it some support, and so that gave me the area to hang this privacy curtain. View from up here. And there you can see I used, let's get it to focus down there, just a piece of leftover tile. I made a circle. Let's see if I can do that better. There you go. Made a little hole for the drain, little puffy paint for a threshold. Luckily RV bathrooms are very small, so I was really able to get away with that. All the little extras on there for cleaning and what you would need. That was a lot of fun. That was all done by hand, and I used a Sharpie to just kind of put in a little bit of grout. Looks a little messy, but it worked. That shower dispenser came from that shower up in the beach house as well. I just fancied it up, of course. The couch was as is. I'll open the door. Just primed that, painted that, put that table on, which is really weak, and let me see. It's really was quite weak. That helped. I just put some little rose fabric notions on to hold it, and there was a big hole there where it attached. It made it weaker, so that strengthened it up. Black spray paint, plastic paint on the seats themselves, just like the cots. Little dab of purple. This was primed. Same effect on the table with nail polish as a cover, and you can see I even made a weird mistake there. These I primed completely and did by hand. I wanted them just gorgeous. All the curtains are pretty much the same. That was all pre-bought. There's 2 layers. Got that stuff there, which I know you've seen in the kitchen. Remember I said the grandma shelf stuff? That was bought for in here at first, and use that over there, as I said, for extra pizzazz. Love it, love it. And I think that about covers. There's that little garbage can, a globe to show the Monster High Exchange, a couple little tiles. So what can I say about this? If you're into ceramics, you can do this. This is just mostly all hand painting. Looks gorgeous. Have fun with the rugs. That was not fun at all, but glad I did carpet that. Has lots of dog hair. And whoever has this piece, good luck. I'll have some shout outs. Instead of at the end doing verbal ones, I'm going to do some pictures of some of the names that I cannot pronounce in honor of Monster High Exchange in different countries. Give some people a little honor that I can't speak their language besides what I can do in Google Translate. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and remember, we are super buddies forever. And if you have any more questions, I'll be happy to ask. Good luck if you have this piece. Bye-bye.